It's an update on my 70 Camaro for the chicken grease classic build. I got most of the work I got done is on the chassis, and I went with some bigger tires on the back with a deeper dish rim, kind of keeping that 70s spirit. And I had to chrome these. There's no chrome in this kit other than the bumpers and the grill. And I did a little detailing on the chassis. Built some shackles here to kind of raise it just a bit for the bigger tires, and I built some new shocks because they had to be extended just a tiny bit, so I got some new shocks in there. And I also ran brake lines to the hubs, and they go to a T on the back of the differential, and I'll run a line up. Got the exhaust and everything in. I also replaced these springs up in here. Kind of hard to see. Probably won't even see it on the finished model much anyway, but it just looks so much more realistic than the plastic springs that came with it. And kind of dulled the body, weathered it just a little, slightly, to give it just kind of a used look. You know, instead of sparkly new or just flat black, I went ahead and kind of did a little weathering on that and the details around the brakes and stuff. So that's where most of the work's been so far. Still got a lot to do. Got my wires to put in, distributor. I'm going to make a bracket for this floating alternator here. Redo these valve covers. I didn't like the way they came out, so I may pop these off. They're not on there real strong or anything. I just stuck it together. Chromed the top of the valve, or the air cleaner. I've seen a lot of cars like that where the top of it was chromed, so I went with that. Got primed, did some sanding, mounted the bottom section here and the rear back here, and I did having to do a little bit of kind of blending because there were some gaps. So I'm just finishing that up, wet sanding a little bit, and then I'll be able to spray my paint. The base is going to be this Inca Gold. There was a color on the 70s called Camaro Gold. It's a little bit duller than this Inca Gold, but I'm going to try a sort of a little bit of a fade, very light type of fade. I also added some chrome or tips to the exhaust here that are hollowed out, and I got a ways to go still. Haven't done any work on the interior other than primed it, because everything was that neon orange color, really hard to see anything on. I went ahead and just attached these two sides and got them where they line right up, but I can still get in there and paint and all that. I'm not sure on the interior yet. If I go with the stock, it'll have to be either black with white trim, or what was called sandalwood, I think. That came with that Camaro Gold color as an option. Probably going to go with just a black with a little bit of trim color, and stick with the, trying to stick to the actual car. I had to do a little work to get the hood to fit real nice and clean. Little shimming and sanding, but the body's pretty well ready for paint. Just a little bit of wet sanding and blending, just some spots where I had to fix a little bit. And that's it. That's my update on the 70 Camaro for the Chicken Grease Classic Contest.